Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, Call Me After. I'm Emily.
I'm a D.
And Adi got Emily sick.
A D got Emily sick, but that's fine because a D feels great right now.
No, see, that's the annoying part is Adi came back from his trip, got me sick, and now he's fine, and I'm still struggling.
Yeah. First off, I want to say right here, I apologize for that.
Put it on the record.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't want to get you sick, but sometimes
Things happen.
I missed you too much.
Yeah, but I told Adi new tradition starting now is whoever gets the other person sick, because it's inevitable when one of us gets sick, the other one is most likely going to get sick also. So I told him since he got me sick, he has to get me a gift, and then like the next time I get him sick, I have to get him a gift. And he was opposed to this tradition, and I want to know why.
You want to know why I was opposed?
Yeah,
Because you wanted me to buy you a gift.
exactly, because you got me sick.
But how about we start with me first?
That's not fair. You brought it into the house first. You brought the illness here.
Okay, fine. I'll get you a gift. What do you want, though? I swear, she's going to be like, I want 2 Dyson Airwraps.
No, I already have a Dyson Airwrap. Duh. What do I want? I could go for, I just want like a little, maybe a fall piece of clothing.
What does that even mean, bro?
I actually do want these like zebra boots I've been eyeing.
Zebra boots.
They're like brown zebra. They're really cute.
That sounds cool.
I know. So I think that's what I want. Well, we're going to the mall this weekend, right? Because maybe we're going to go ring shopping for a D. What, you don't want, you're opposed to that idea too?
Wait, you buy my ring, right? I don't buy my ring?
No, yeah, I buy yours.
Oh, let's go ring shopping then.
Yeah, but I kind of maybe want to look for a ring for me.
What do you need more rings for, bro?
I'm a maximalist. I don't know what to say. Okay, let's get into what did you... We sound like we just got some packages at our front door. Okay, what did you want to call me about this week?
Okay, so last week I basically told you that I went on vacation, right?
Right.
And then I forgot what I was going to say. But I literally remembered what I was going to say. It was just one of those moments where I was like speaking and then I just thought about what I was going to say and I forgot.
Your like thought just disintegrated. Yeah.
So basically we went to a Red Sox game. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a baseball game in Boston. And, you know, as...
It's the team, Red Sox.
Did I say a baseball game in Boston?
Yeah, it's like a Red Sox game is just a baseball game. But it's like with the Boston baseball game, but it's the team in Boston.
It's the Boston Red Sox, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
But what you do at a baseball game is you just drink. You know, I drink a lot of beer. And
I don't do that at a baseball game.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. You know, I only had like 1 or 2. But my friend, I'm not going to say any names. He's one of my best friends, though. He had a little too many beers.
Oh, no.
And it came to the 8th inning and we were about to leave, right? We were trying to avoid traffic. And then we just all collectively came to the agreement that we were going to bike back to the hotel. And if you didn't know... Well, you probably didn't because you don't know where our hotel was. But it was a pretty far bike ride. And it was like during rush hour traffic, essentially.
Oh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So I'm in a group of 4, right? It's me. It's 3 of my friends and 1 of me.
Perfect.
But we hop on these. No, actually, we walk to the bike station. And we hop on these bikes. And then.
Like those like city bikes?
Yeah, city bikes. Oh. And my homie is just struggling to get to like pay for one, right? So we're waiting for like 15 minutes until he finally figures it out.
No way. No, none of you guys just were like, hey, let me help you out.
We were helping him. He was like, I got it. I was like, come on. So then I'm already like sitting on my bike just waiting for him. Whatever. We all get our bikes. And then 2 of the guys like are a little ahead of us. And then a light turns yellow and they go. But I don't.
They ran that yellow on a bike? Yeah. That's kind of scary.
Oh, actually, at this point, I'm the only one that didn't make the light. So it was 3 of them up there. Yeah.
You're the slow
So I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, and then finally, after this long light, I go. And then I see them at another light. They make a U-turn. So right now, they're on the opposite side of the street while I'm still going forward. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, I could have made a U-turn at that light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then we turn around and I'm just like alone basically. And then blah, blah, blah. We bike. It's like really, really busy. And I'm just like weaving through cars and stuff. But I'm having fun because obviously like I'm not drunk or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we get to the hotel. I finally catch up to 2 of the guys. And then I just go like, yo, where's the other guy at?
The other guy?
And they're like, oh, he's not with you? I was like, no, you guys left me. Like,
no.
I caught up to you guys. And then they're like, oh, yeah, like, I don't know then. So we get to our hotel, drop our stuff off. We're all like sweaty and stuff. Obviously, it's kind of a workout, you know. And our homie is still not there. And then we're calling him. He's not answering. And he's the most drunk out of us all.
Yeah.
So this is not like a good situation. And we're calling him. He finally picks up after 6 rings. Not 6 rings, 6 calls. And he says, yo, there's these guys following me.
What?
Yeah, there's these guys following me. Like, I'm trying to lose them. Can you guys wait for me outside? I'm about to be at the hotel. So we just like put up like new clothes on, right? Go outside, ready to fight. And then like we're waiting outside, right? For 10 minutes. I swear, bro is not there yet. Not there. And like you should see him coming up because it's just like Massachusetts Ave. It's like one long street. And you should see him like biking. But there's all these other bikers coming, right? So then we start walking towards the direction of where he's supposed to be coming from. Bro, after another 10 minutes, we see him like swerving his bike like he's riding in curves, you know what I'm saying? And then we're like, yo, what's up? He passes us. He's like, eh? And then the worst part about it is like, so right now he's like swerving his bike and you could get a DUI on a bike.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side of the street, there's just like a police car chilling. 2 police guys in there. One of them like has his arm out the window just looking at people because this is like a college town essentially, so there's a lot of police. And you wouldn't believe it, but my homie just like right in front of the police swerves his bike, hits the curb, falls onto his side, hits his head, and like gets up like stumbling, and the police just look at him and start laughing. Yeah, they started laughing, and we're like behind him. We were like, oh no, like he might get arrested right now, like this is a bad situation. But they were just laughing. We helped him up and we got him into the hotel. But that was honestly like, that was a highlight for sure.
Not the highlight is your friend getting hurt.
Yeah, it was a good situation. Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding. I hope he feels better because after that he was like, I have concussion.
No.
He hit his head, but I think he's okay. I think he's okay.
The police laughing is just stunning me. They were like, not this again.
Yeah, it probably happens all the time.
Yeah, especially in a college town.
But yeah, that's what I forgot to call you about. So.
Oh, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's funny. I hope he's okay. Thoughts out to him. And don't get on a bike when you drink.
No, get on a bike when you drink. It's a vibe. Better than
but not in a busy street.
Oh, yeah, that was scary.
Yeah, because you're going to get hurt. What did I want to call you about? Oh, I wanted to call you about, I was watching TV and a commercial came on. And it was a Taco Bell commercial. And you know I love Taco Bell. And it made me realize that Taco Bell is a Pepsi corporation. So whenever I want Taco Bell, I can't get Taco Bell and a Diet Coke. I have to get Pepsi. And that made me upset because I don't like Pepsi.
Wow. I actually didn't know that. So
hot take.
Like Pepsi Corporation and like Taco Bell and Pepsi are sponsored, or Pepsi owns Taco Bell?
Not sure, but all I know is they only carry Pepsi products and I don't like Pepsi. Do you like Pepsi?
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't mind it.
Yeah, this might be controversial, but I think Pepsi isn't as good as like Coca-Cola.
I mean, I'll have to agree with you on that, but I just don't get the Pepsi over Coca-Cola feud. I mean, I guess like it is like 100-year-old feud, but
no, I get it.
You get it.
I get it because like.
So explain to me then.
No, because something about Pepsi just doesn't taste as like fizzy and as like sparkly, and it also tastes a little sweeter, the Diet Pepsi, and I like the Diet Coke because it's not as sweet and it feels more like I can drink it with my meal and I'm not like overpowering my meal. And I love Taco Bell. I think Taco Bell is my top favorite fast food chain, honestly. And the fact that they only carry Pepsi, like what am I gonna have to like go to McDonald's after to get like my drink? So yeah, I was just
well, maybe you just don't drink a Pepsi when you get Taco Bell.
Yeah, but like I need something fizzy with my Taco Bell. Like what do you think I'm gonna get?
The Baja Blast.
That's true. Baja Blast is so good.
Yeah, but it's really when you're like
it also
craving
still is really sweet. And that's like my after Taco Bell. Like I can't drink a Baja Blast with my Taco Bell. Does that make sense?
No.
No, like if it's too sweet, I have to drink it as like a post meal drink, like a dessert almost.
Okay, I get it, but No, I still don't.
Well, anyways, I think Taco Bell should at least carry a Diet Coke, and that's what I have to say.
But you know they can't, right?
I know, but it's just like annoying. It made me upset. It just really made me upset. I was watching this commercial like, wow, I'm upset now. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Definitely first world problems, but I just needed to talk about this. And we have a friend that works for Pepsi, and I hope he doesn't listen to this.
And actually, the crazy thing is he works for Pepsi, and his aunt works for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a rival situation going on.
It's actually crazy.
I wonder how those family dinners go.
But the wild thing is that she helped him get a job for Coca-Cola, and he lost that job. so now he went to Pepsi. He
said, this will do.
He said, if they won't take me, I know who will.
Wait, is Dr. Pepper owned by Pepsi, or is Dr. Pepper its own like corporation thing?
That's a great question. I'm gonna make a
educated
guess and say that it's owned by Pepsi, but we could be wrong here.
Yeah, I don't know what else is owned by Pepsi.
It is crazy to think about how many brands like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, like all these
they own. Yeah,
they own like a bunch of these other soda companies that you wouldn't have even guessed. Should we start naming them?
I don't know them.
All right, I'll tell you then.
Do you actually know them?
Just give me 1 second. Okay. So this is the companies that Pepsi own. 100% ownership of Mountain Dew. That makes so much sense why Taco Bell has Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Frito-Lay's, Mug Root Beer, Tropicana.
There was like a call back for Mug Root Beer, I'm pretty sure.
Really? Quaker, Muscle Milk, Soda Stream, and Sabra Salads. 50% ownership of that. Okay, now let's see Coca-Cola. But that is crazy because like they really got their hand in a bunch of different industries.
Yeah. Most fast food places though are in collaboration with Coca-Cola though. Like literally I think Taco Bell is one of the only ones.
This is who Coca-Cola owns. You ready?
Yeah.
Sprite, Fanta, Powerade,
wow.
Dasani. That's why I don't really like Dasani like that, you know. Mr. Pibb, you know that or no?
That's like what is that? Dr. Pepper type of vibe?
I think so. Gold Peak Tea, Body Armor, and yeah, they own more.
They own a lot of stuff, I would say, but I vote Coca-Cola as the winner. Thank you. Are you still researching?
Yeah, so Dr. Pepper is owned by Keurig.
Oh my gosh. That's so interesting. Wait, Keurig is like the coffee maker.
Yeah, it's like a Keurig company. Who would have known, honestly? So now you guys know, and now we know that basically just drink water.
Yeah, but also it's October. Happy October, everyone. And it's Halloween vibes. Do we know what we're going to be for Halloween?
We don't. Yeah, I mean we do, but let's be honest, it's not.
It's not great. We're not going to say it, and it's boring.
And I haven't even like gotten my costume yet, and it's like about to be second week, so I don't really know what the dilemma is for Halloween this year.
It's pretty whack, and I feel like every Halloween I go, I'm going to prepare for next year so much earlier because like I see such great costumes. Are you good down there? Sky is having like a rolling poly fest on our ground.
But essentially, I give Emily the power to pick our Halloween costumes every single year.
Thank you. As I should. But Adi says no to a lot of things.
Because most of the things like she gives like her ideas and I'm like, that's like really, really basic. And then she's like, no, it's not. And then I'll give my idea. And then she'll say, that's really, really basic. And I'm like, no, it's not. I haven't seen anyone do this like in the past 2 years. And so we're just constantly feuding between like, what's less basic.
No, because honestly, I wanted to be a dead bride this year and a dead groom. And she said, why? And I thought that was such a cute idea.
And I was like, we could do that the year we get married, right?
Why? Why would we want to be the year before?
Because we're not. Because it'd be funny if we're actually married.
And then we're like a dead bride.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Maybe next time. But yeah, it's just hard. And also, I want to be cute, but I also like I'm not like, I can't make things. Like, I can't make a costume. So the things in my head, how are they going to be executed? Because I'm not going to be out there sewing a costume. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do that.
You can do it. You can do it.
I don't have a sewing machine.
You can get one.
Oh, just for Halloween every year I'm going to sew. Honestly, I need to learn how to sew, but that's like non-related. But yeah, it's just like hard to execute what's in my brain, I guess, because you can't just like buy things these days. So yeah, if you see our Halloween costumes this year and you hate them, mind your business. You know.
But if you like them, let us know.
Let us know. Speaking of Halloween, we're also rewatching Pretty Little Liars. Are we like way behind the trend? Probably, but
why though? I feel like we watched Pretty Little Liars when it first was like coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we don't know who A is, so please do not tell us.
Here's the thing: is like I watched it back in the day, and then rewatching it now, I'm just like, did I even watch this show?
No, there's no way you finished it.
No, I don't think I finished it because you said what, 7 seasons? That's crazy. I only watched like 4, but still, I remember watching until I found out like who the first A was. And now I'm just like in my head, is it this? Like I know I watched it, but is it this person?
There's just so much content in each episode. I feel like that you get confused thinking that you watch so much more than you actually did. But honestly, I'm very much enjoying the show. I think it's such good spooky season vibes, and I'm excited to find out who A is.
Yeah, definitely recommend watching the show, especially during this month. But also, like I swear, we watched the first season. And that was like, I thought that's like all I watched because there's so much in the first season.
For real.
And then watching like season 2, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely continued watching, but I guess it wasn't as prominent.
Yeah.
Memory wise.
Okay, let's get down to what we came here to talk about. Our relationship, the tea. What do we fight about? How do we get over things? What's the key to being with each other happily for 7 years? Like I feel like a lot of people have a lot of questions about all of that. And I asked you guys to ask those questions. So make sure you follow Call Me After Podcast if you're not already.
On Instagram
And TikTok. We don't have a lot of followers on TikTok, but so we really appreciate if you go follow that TikTok account. But what's the tea? What do we fight about?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good question. A lot of people are wondering, how healthy is our relationship? Do we just scream at each other at the top of our lungs? And to be completely honest with you guys, we have a pretty fairly healthy relationship.
Like so boring, but I mean, yeah. But what do we fight about? Let's think about it. I feel like I'm so curious. Like, what do other couples fight about? Because, like, what do we fight about? What do they fight about? Like, I feel
like most couples have that one fight that kind of always gets brought up.
That's a thing. Yeah. It's like one of the first few things you guys fight about is going to be like one of the reoccurring fights. But
yeah, I feel like that's how it was kind of for the first like 2 years of our relationship.
Which was what?
It was just like, yeah, I don't even know. I feel like it was.
I was very jealous at the beginning of our relationship, I would say.
Yeah, you definitely like blossomed.
I had a lot of trust issues.
Yeah,
coming into
cheated
it.
On.
Oh, I was cheated on, yeah. And so coming into a relationship, I was like, well, I don't know, like you could cheat on me too, kind of thing. But obviously, Adi proved himself, and I don't really have like trust issues anymore, I would say.
Yeah, but I would say a majority of things like that we fight about, which doesn't happen very often, but it's very small things that kind of just like add up, and then we just like get mad at each other and then we talk it out. But
yeah,
like one of the big things that we were thinking about when we first started dating is like compromise, and that's something that like Emily taught me really well, and also like communication, because when I would get mad, I would just kind of like bottle everything in and just like go mute, and then just like try to not, because I have like temperamental problems, I would say. I do a great job of like keeping it tucked.
But sometimes
I'll get mad, and like whether it's just like me bottling things in, and that's still something I need to work on. But Emily definitely like helped me throughout that, and like I definitely think that's another reason why we've lasted so long and why our relationship is so strong, just because compromise and communication, the 2 C's, like Chanel.
The 2 C's. You said Chanel. No, 100%. I feel like if you're not willing to compromise on anything with your partner, like it's not gonna stand the test of time because you're not always gonna be right, but you're not always gonna think they're right. But somehow you need to find a middle ground and you need to be able to work things out, and compromise is literally the number one thing, because like not all the time am I going to agree with what you're saying and how you're approaching a situation and vice versa, but we need to understand like how everyone deals with situations. Like maybe a D's way of dealing with an issue is he bottles it up and then he lashes out, and that's not how I agree with the situation, but I understand how he deals with things, and that's why I like approach situations the way I do, and like that he knows how I deal with things, and that's why he'll approach situations the way he does. And I feel like just understanding your partner to as a whole and knowing their type of personality and what they need from you is another reason why you can like compromise with them and like get through things and like hardships and stuff like that. But yeah.
But let's try and figure out like one of the most recent I don't even want to call it fight, an argument we had.
For sure. I think we went through a week where we fought like 3 times and we hadn't fought in like months, I would say.
But like, what was it even about? That's the thing, is like,
it was because we were filming a lot and we were both high stress. So we were fighting over like nothing, I guess.
Oh, it's just because like when I'm in a high stress situation, I kind of expect Emily to know what's going on. And I'm saying like high stress situation, like every time I film a YouTube video, it's pretty high stress. I would say there's like a lot going on and you kind of need to make sure everything is done within a certain time frame. So I'm just like my head is elsewhere. You know, I can't really like talk to people because I'm focused on just making sure that this video is banged out. And I would assume like, you know, since Emily has been here for 5+ years social media wise, that like sometimes I don't need to tell her and she'll kind of understand. But I guess like that's where my fault is just like expecting that she could read my mind.
Basically, yeah.
So I would say like that was kind of the most recent one, but I don't know. That was just like we obviously like talked it out and we're just like, oh yeah, like.
Yeah, it was just like a high stress week. I would say I felt very overwhelmed, but Adi also felt overwhelmed for different reasons. And we were kind of just like not giving each other like that attention that we both needed. And we were just, I think I got mad at him because he didn't like order me food or something. And it was so like not relevant to like the real reason why we were both just emotional, you know? Like,
yeah,
I feel like just little things when you're like high stress, like that's why fighting when you're like under a lot of stress elsewhere is just like you need to just remove yourself. Like you cannot.
Yeah, take a breather, go outside and come back in 15 minutes and talk it out, because I feel like a lot of the times when you're in a high stress situation or frustrated or angry, you're just seeing red, you know? Mm-hmm. You're not really thinking about, oh, how does this person feel? Let me put myself in their shoes and like see why they think this way. You're just thinking like, no, I'm right and this is the way things need to be, blah blah blah. And then but after, you know, take a few deep breaths, like your brain will really process and be like, okay, maybe you're not 100% right, and maybe you guys are both right in this situation. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing, is like some people could both be right in certain situations. And that's where things get difficult, low-key. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, now let's get into some call-ins. So, like, some questions from the audience, the fans, how about our relationship. Are you ready?
You sound more congested now than you did in the beginning.
I know. I think it's like the more I talk, the more things just, like, get up in there, you know?
Like, I just want to take your nose and just go...
I would love that. Nothing more than for you to do that, because I sound congested, but hopefully it's not annoying.
Yeah, hopefully you guys aren't annoyed. Just remember that this is a one-time thing.
If you're not annoyed by me, I'm sorry. We were supposed to film this yesterday, too. I sounded even worse.
She sounded worse, and I was like, bro, we are not filming. Like, you need to think about our audience.
You need to think about their ears. So rude. Okay. This is a good question. In a long-term relationship... Hold on.
You want me to read it?
Give me a sec. Okay.
All right, I'm taking over. In a long term, what is this a call in?
Mm-hmm.
So here are a few questions that you guys called in on Instagram. In a long-term relationship, did things ever get boring? If it did, how did y'all change things up?
I like that one.
That's a really good question. And I feel like during COVID, that was a really big problem.
That we got bored of each other?
Not a, no, it's not like
just things get boring.
Yeah.
It was like a routine, like doing the same thing over and over and over again.
That's literally what it felt like. Just waking up, same story every single day for like 2 years, you know? And I'm pretty sure everyone can relate.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that's kind of the only time where things, quote unquote, got boring. And what did we do to switch it up? We just tried planning more dates.
Yeah, we were very good about doing date nights in COVID, I feel like. We lived in a different area at that time where it wasn't really as, like, we could go eat at restaurants with masks and, like, social distancing. So we were able to at least go out to dinner in the area we were living in at that time, which was nice. But, yeah, we just prioritized dates, doing new things, going to like new restaurants, new desserts, just really trying to like make sure we were doing new things with each other, I would say. But
yeah, just basically trying new things together. Also maybe like, I would say that's very general, but here's like more examples, just like watching new movies, just trying new food, new activities, just a lot of things that like you didn't do before that you could do again just to kind of spice it up. I feel like that's kind of like a simple answer, but there's not much else you could do, you know? You're not going to change as a person, you know? Like,
yeah. I mean, we could go there and be like in the bedroom, you could spice it up.
you can always spice it up in the bedroom.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, honestly, just like prioritizing new activities with your partner, I think is always good to get out of like a boring routine and loop.
Yeah. And also another thing is like, if you start getting bored in your relationship, that happens to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you thinking like, oh, like I'm bored now, you know, like I want to go after new people because I want that attention or whatever it is. Like it's up to you both to figure out like how you can spice it up, how you can make things less boring, because at the end of the day, like if you're going to be with someone for X amount of time and it's a long time, it's going to get boring.
It's going to be a routine. It's going to get hard. But I did see this post and it said, realizing like that your person isn't the person that you constantly have like butterflies for and like weird stomach feelings for. It's the person you feel most like safe with and at home with and comforted with. Like, and that's so true. Like obviously you have butterflies within the first like year or two, but then as you like really become comfortable with this person, the butterflies feelings, that's not really like the long-term effect. It should feel like your comfort person, your safe person. Like you can just go and just hang out with them and feel super at home and at peace. And that's, if that's called boring, then like, okay. But I think that's what's special about a long-term partner is that you can feel like bored with them, but in the best way, I guess.
I feel like things can get boring after the honeymoon phase, which usually lasts like 3 to 6 months. But how do you go about after the honeymoon phase where those, I don't want to say like sexual emotions kind of, you know, have simmered down a bit, and now it's really about getting to know that person and seeing like if your personalities match?
Yeah. How do I?
Yeah, like how do you get around that basically? Because I feel like that's the hardest part in relationships is after the honeymoon phase where a lot of things start to like dwindle down. And then it's just like
it's just you and that person living.
It's hard. I feel like what would you do?
I mean, I feel like we've done such a good job with like keeping our love alive. I don't know. I also think I just love you so much that I could sit on the couch with you all day and like I wouldn't really be like bored. Like the spark is just always alive and we always have so much fun together. Like I feel like just finding the right person where that bored feeling isn't like you're bored of your relationship and you're bored of that person. It's just you guys just maybe are stuck in a routine and you need to go on dates, but like the spark is still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, I feel like boring is a very general word, and I feel like relationships should be boring unless they're toxic, you know?
So true. Like, normalize a boring relationship.
Yeah. I know some people like that toxic though, but me personally, I like my drama-free, boring relationship. Even though ours isn't boring, but you know what I'm saying.
No, but it is boring because no, but not in that way. Like, boring shouldn't, if it's the right type of boring, it shouldn't be a wrong type of boring. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's definitely different types of boring.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. No. I'm just kidding. All right, next question.
We do need to make dinner reservations for tomorrow, though.
What does that have to do with?
Just saying, gotta keep it spicy. Keep it going.
Okay, what are or were your non-negotiables before getting into a relationship? That's a great one because I feel like I kind of had. I'm not trying to be like messed up, but I feel like I had like all right. I'm not gonna say I had a list of what.
Well, we did start dating when we were 16, so people have to keep that in mind. That you're very, what's the word, like on paper type of person when you're 16. You're like, well, are they taller than me? Are they do they have nice hair? Like, do they have abs? Like, you know, these are very 16-year-old type of situations. So let's hear it. What was your non-negotiables as 16-year-old a D?
So my first one, and this might be like messed up, but it was that you have to be like beautiful without makeup. Like, I want to make sure that you're like naturally beautiful because at the end of the day, like, I'm going to be with you most of the time when you don't have makeup on, you know? And
like, like you have to be attracted to them without makeup.
Like, me personally, I like women without makeup more than I do with makeup. So that was just one of the things. And again, like, not everything is based on like attractiveness and stuff, but you need to think about it. Like, I was in high school.
You were 16, yeah, for sure.
So that was another one. And then just that, like, they need to play sports. They need to be active, which is, of course, Emily was varsity soccer captain of her team. So I was like, whoa. Like, you definitely had that like leader to you. And I kind of wanted like a very, very strong woman. And that's what I got.
That's so sweet.
That, and I feel like personality wise, I definitely wanted like someone caring, you know, someone that can really like look after me. Because
and I helped a D when he had a bloody nose when we weren't dating, and he was like, wow, she's my wife after.
Yeah, exactly. She like put the tissues in my nose and like made me tilt my head up, and I was like, hey. But I feel like those were basically like my top three. I didn't really like get much into like looks, like specific looks, because like, I don't know, I don't have like a type. I would say I find like certain people attractive, you know, and other people attractive too.
That's funny because I feel like me and your ex like kind of resembled each other.
I guess.
So I don't know about like, not the type. But then your exes before that, we didn't look at.
Yeah, like what?
That's true. But that's funny. What was my non-negotiables? Honestly, you needed to be funny. Like, I needed to like be able to laugh with you, and we were always giggling. I mean, yeah, I wanted someone taller than me. That's just, I'm like not that tall of a girl, but I just wanted to be able to wear my little heels and stuff like that and still have a height difference. I honestly, when I was 16, I loved the chase, unfortunately. Like,
me too, though.
Yeah, like I didn't want someone who was just going to be like obsessed with me right at the start. I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically like you had a crush, and then the whole point was like you trying to get that crush, and then like when they liked you, you don't like them anymore.
Yeah, like that was such a thing in high school. I don't know why, but our like love story was definitely like a fun vibe for me.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Like, we both wanted each other, and then like I didn't want her, which made her want me more. Low-key, I cooked.
You cooked. You played the long game, and you were like, you knew.
I invested.
I guess I invested, actually.
Yeah, you did invest, yeah.
But also just needed someone who was just very loyal and wasn't going to lie. I did not want someone who was going to lie to me, obviously coming off of my last relationship. I wanted someone who's going to be honest. I didn't want a partier, like, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, loyalty for sure. Huge one.
Huge. Like, if I'm going to spend my life with someone, like, I cannot feel like they're going to not be loyal.
Yeah.
Like, that's just constant stress and anxiety. No thanks.
Okay, next question. They asked, how do you guys compromise on things? So that kind of goes back to like the first question. It's really simple. I feel like just trying to understand your partner's point of view. And that's literally it. And just like like they obviously have reasons for the way they feel, and you know, it kind of goes back to the point like, well, maybe you guys both aren't right, but you should treat it that way. That's a good thing to say. I would say.
And I also feel like knowing that, like going into a conversation with an open mind to hear another side of view or point of view.
Yeah, like don't shut them down just because you think they're wrong. And that's like a huge thing, and not even just relationships and friendships. Like something that I've struggled with other friends, family, etc. You know, is just like most of the time they think they're right. I also think I'm right. And let's try and find a middle ground. And if the other person can't find a middle ground, then that's on them.
Agreed. Like if the other, I feel like we both just are great compromisers. I think I'm a great compromiser in my friendships, with my family, with you. I think you've also like become that way as well. So it's like dealing with someone who's not willing to compromise. It's so exhausting. It's like, where do we go from here? Because if you're not meeting me in the middle, I'm not going to go 90% to your side and you literally go 10% to me. Like, that's not fair. That's not a quality relationship.
Yeah, that's not compromising.
That's not compromise. And I think just honestly, the key going in with an open mind to see both perspectives and finding that middle ground to at least resolve things to get you to the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's another thing too, is the question was like, how do we compromise? But it's really hard when you're the only one compromising. And it gets really difficult, and to the point where like you even no matter how hard you try to compromise, you won't be able to compromise, because it is a 50-50 thing, and if the other party doesn't want to, then
I feel like that's probably the number one reason why people break up.
For sure, because
in an argument, like
there's so many stubborn people.
Yeah. And like you can't get past an argument if only one person is the person compromising constantly. Like they're going to get tired of it and it's not going to be worth it. So I would say when you're looking for a forever partner, see how well they do with compromise and take notes. Take notes. How many times are you meeting them all the way and they're not meeting you?
Yeah, that is a great thing to look for, especially in the beginning stages, because that'll be something that will potentially cause an issue in the future unless they know how to compromise. But it is something that can be learned and taught. So don't give up on them too much, because I was not that good compromising early on. And now I would say I'm a good compromiser.
Yeah, I would say just take notes kind of thing. You know?
Yeah. Okay, so now getting more specific into like our fights. How do we handle each other when we're mad?
Oh.
So we both kind of figured it out, and it's different for each of us. When I'm mad, Emily kind of needs to let me breathe for like 5 minutes, and then we come and talk about it.
I just thought of something so funny. Is like, when we do that and then I see you after those 5 minutes, we just look at each other and start laughing.
Yeah. That's another thing too, is like you take a little breath and you realize things aren't that serious. You know what I'm saying?
I think we do that every time, where I'll be like, okay, whatever. And I'll walk away. And 5 minutes later, I'll like stroll in on you, or you'll come over to me and we'll just be like,
and you'll look at me too with those puppy dog eyes. And I think that's what makes me laugh, is because I'm just like, like, what are we so mad about? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at her. She's a little girl.
But I guess that's what you need, is like you need a little space. What do I need?
I just need to take a breath, like a good breath, and realize like not everything is red, right? You know what I'm saying?
I think I need like comfort and just like.
Yeah, I feel like you need like words of reassurance, and then just like, I feel like just talking it.
I love to talk it out.
Because sometimes I feel like a lot of Emily's, like obviously you're a girl, you know, you're emotional. You know, sometimes we have like high emotional states, and sometimes we need to figure out like, oh, is it something I've done, or is it just how you feel right now?
Yeah, know? Like is it an exterior force,
and
or
I feel
is
like
it just us?
Sometimes she tries to like cover the underlying reason with like something like physical or something. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense or not? Whatever. But and then just getting to that underlying reason, we're like, oh, you felt this way because of this, not just because of you felt this way, you know? Yeah,
for sure. But I love a talk.
Yeah, talking is so important.
I love to talk it out.
Okay, another one just based on our relationship. Biggest struggle of our relationship so far and how we got through with it. Ooh, I mean, I know our biggest struggle. I don't know if we can like say it, but we definitely had some issues with other people that potentially caused issues with us for a little bit, and then we got over it and it made us so much stronger.
Oh, like trying to
as
break
a
us up
couple.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it backfired on them. So
it for sure backfired on them, and it just made us like a way stronger couple. We can't really get into it. But
yeah, sorry. But I would say besides that one, I would say probably the first year and a half, 2 years in our relationship when I was really struggling with my trust issues. That was a big one for us. We were kind of really big in like starting TikTok stuff, and we were having a lot of TikTokers at our house or his house at that time, and I wasn't living with him, and I was feeling very like jealous like that all of these people were there with my boyfriend and I wasn't able to be there, and it was causing some issues.
yeah, and it's fine because like I understood, you know.
Yeah, and he was very like, I understand like where you're coming from, but you need to trust me that this is so irrelevant to me. Like I'm in my room at that point, not even like,
Yeah.
but also I think I just was going through like a lot of trust issues and it was just coming back up, but we got through it and I feel like I trust him so much now.
Yeah. Definitely like those situations build your relationship so much stronger too. So it's like you need to go through these relationships. You need to go through these situations to build that relationship for the future.
It's like Love Island. You're getting tested.
Yeah.
No, but
Even
you're
though
not.
I wasn't getting tested.
No, yeah. And that is literally horrible that they always say that. But that's so funny.
That was the last question.
Anything you want to add?
Obviously, our relationship is like different than any other person's relationship in this world, you know, and every person's relationship is different than every other person's relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing you really need to do to have a healthy relationship is to not compare your relationship to other people's relationship. And I feel like that is huge, 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 because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
You only see what they show you. And there's been so many times where we're like, oh, they're a good, healthy couple. Boom, they break up.
Crazy. Yeah. Great point.
Again, like only focus on your relationship. And if you're focusing on other people's relationship, try to not do that.
Yeah, I would say like comparison is like the greatest thief of
comparison is
happiness.
The thief of joy.
Oh, thief of joy. I was like really trying to come up with that quote, but you got it. Yeah, for sure. And I definitely struggle with comparison on other elements. So like I understand comparing is like very hard to just cut, but your love story is going to be different than every other love story. Your timeline is going to be different than every other person's timeline. So just really focus on yourself, and that's all.
But the thing is like if you want to get scientific, comparison is a natural instinct. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely very, very natural. But what you could do is like if you catch yourself comparing to other people, to other relationships, just try and like catch yourself in that moment and being like, okay, this is clearly not mentally healthy for me. So I just need to it's hard, like what should you do instead of that? But just try and get yourself out of that mood, and just like if you're, I don't know, looking at that person's IG or whatever it is, just hop off, go outside, take a breather, because every time everyone compares themselves to everyone. Like if you don't compare yourself to other people, like you're lying, you know. But go outside, get a little breath of fresh air, and just like trying to get out of that mood. Another thing that we've been doing is listening to frequencies. I don't know if we want to get into that, but
we could get that into like a different episode, but definitely good. Also, I would say toxic relationships aren't worth it. If you're in a bad relationship and you're questioning if you should be with this person, just leave them. It's not worth your time and your energy, and like a waste of your time.
Yeah, we only have so many experiences with people. And don't waste it on a bad person.
Yes. So if you're thinking right now, dang, should I break up with that person?
Do it.
You should.
Unless they're really nice and like not toxic, and you're the
and you're the problem, and you're like, dang, like I miss that toxic.
Yeah.
Then maybe break up with them, but don't look for a toxic person.
Yeah, that's the thing is some people want that toxic relationship, you know. And if you do that, then That's on you.
To each their own, but it's not with your time if they're the toxic person. And I think that's the episode.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was kind of a little inside look into our relationship.
Yeah, I feel like we like spilled some tea, you know?
Yeah, and if you guys have any more questions, remember, follow us on Instagram, Call Me After Podcast. And every time before we film the podcast or the day before, we post a story. So make sure you ask questions.
Yes, make sure. But thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do
My
it.
voice is like...
For all the Spotify listeners, I just put a pink phone up to my ear, and I'm about to end the call right now. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening. Emily, I hope you feel better next week. And call me after. Is that what we said?
Yeah, call me after.
Call me after.
Bye, guys.